Is this Iron Man or is this Tin Man? Today we're going to be unboxing this guy, Iron Man Model 01. This is from the Avengers Beyond Earth's Mightiest line. And he already was unboxed, you saw me holding him. Let's get to the review. I now have a growing Iron Man armory. And it was about time I started with one. Model 01, that is. And this is a very classic, very, I don't know the exact ages, golden, silver age of Iron Man, something like that. Let me know in the comment section if you know exactly what age comic this style of Iron Man comes from. But this kind of looks like Tin Man from Wizard of Oz a little bit. But this isn't Tin Man. This is Iron Man. So let's get a good look at him. Getting up close, here we have Iron Man. It is a very silver figure. There is a lot of marbling with the plastic injection. It is a metallic silver plastic, and it looks good for the most part. The marbling would have been more of a distraction for me had it not been for this one feature where they're adding scratch marks. They're adding these little dings on the armor so that it doesn't look even. So when you have some of the darker marbling with this metallic silver, it feels like it's part of the look of the armor not being exactly pristine. Like it's seen some battles, it's seen some wear and tear. Even though this looks like a fairly standard or possibly even boring figure, I would say that it's not all that boring because if you look at the finer details, you'll notice more and more that come out. One, I really like this antenna on his left shoulder. That is just a fun detail. But if you look down the side of him where the two pieces of armor clamshell together, there are rivets all the way down Iron Man. It's a fantastic little look at some of the detail you can do on a seemingly very simple figure. He's got some massive treads on these boots. There's also two different pegs. So there's one for your traditional peg stand where you can just kind of socket Iron Man so he gets a little extra stability, which when I was posing this guy, I didn't have a whole lot of trouble posing him because his base, his feet base are so wide. And then the second peg right there, that is for his blast effects. So what you'll notice is that the hands, they do not have the port for the blast effects. It's just the feet for this one. So if you want to do some repulsor beam action out of the hands, that's just not going to work for Model 01 Iron Man. What does work? What does articulate on this action figure? First, the head. It is not very well articulated. It can swivel side to side. That's great, but it cannot look up or down. So if you're looking to do this in some flight poses, not going to happen. The shoulders. I've had some issues with Iron Man recently where the shoulders cannot even do a 45-degree T-pose. This is well above 90-degree T-pose. We've got some great range of motion in the shoulders. Now, again, that is thanks to the more simple design. We have double jointed elbows on this figure, and they don't move very much because we have this very bulky armor getting in the way of his bicep. Make up for that, we have the wrist articulation on the repulsor hands flex up quite a great deal. When we're looking at the torso, it does kind of swivel on this ball joint here. It looks like he's doing some hula hooping there. Like this is kind of fun. But we do get some motion. The back motion is a lot greater than the front motion. I don't know why, or I don't know what's stopping it from having more articulation there. I'm guessing there is just some extra plastic that's getting in the way. We have a thigh swivel. It does kind of ruin the rivet line, but it's such a small detail, you're not going to notice it. We have double jointed knees, but they don't move all that far back. It would have been nice to have a boot cut right here. Like it's just prime for a boot cut right there. It doesn't, sadly. But we do have our very Hasbro ankles that rock back and forth. That's what we have in terms of articulation. Oh, we didn't cover the back of this figure. So when you turn him around, he looks, I don't know. Like you can almost mistake this guy for Ultron maybe. But you have this paneling in the back that just gives you some detail. It's just like a nice little molded detail in the figure so that if for whatever reason he is, kind of facing away from the camera, it's just something to look at. It's not just a big giant silver blob. In terms of accessories, we get the very traditional, at this point, this is just like the standard Iron Man issue blast from his hands or his feet. But this piece, this one I remember coming with the MCU version of Ironheart. This is just kind of like additional smoke effects that loop around the blast effects, which kind of give it just like a little more dimension. It's kind of a cool look because it's a little more old school. It's not as clean as like the very translucent, very pointy, very straight as an arrow blast effects. It's got some smoke coming out of it, like some combustion, not fully cleanly burning. Gives you a sense of like this is an older model of Iron Man. And of course, we got some punching fists. Cannot have an Iron Man without some punching fists. Ultimately, what do I like about this figure? There's a lot to like. I like the simplicity to it. I also like the fact that it is a more classic design. Some of the cool new space agey MCU stuff looks great. The details can get very fine, but this just gives you like an overall sense of an early version of a superhero. I like that. And then where the paint details do come in, they work well. We have the scratches on the hands that look like he's being in scrapes. He's punching bad guys. We've got the glowing arc reactor in the center. It's got the white core, and then it's got that blue halo around it. Now, what I don't necessarily like about this figure is some of the limits to the range of articulation. There shouldn't be anything really stopping him from crunching forward, other than just some limitations of how this ball joint is configured. The head. It's very stuck in this position. If you want to have him in flight mode, that's going to be difficult. And then hooray for the pinless double joints, but boo for the fact that it cannot just articulate a little further back. I don't know if that would have required larger hinges on the legs or what. Maybe some differences in the design of the boots. Things like that. And one thing that I would absolutely change about this figure is just add a boot swivel right where there's already a natural cut in the mold. But overall, like I keep coming back to this figure, I keep like playing with him, I keep moving around his joints. The joints move really well, they're very smooth, they stick really well. There's just a lot to like about this Iron Man action figure in terms of just how it moves in your hands. You might not get a whole bunch of dynamic poses, but the ones you do seem to make sense for an action figure that is based on a hero based on a very old model of his suit. It would have been nice to have a Tony Stark head included with this, but I think this is just kind of the standard Iron Man accessory kit at this point. You get some hands, you get some blast effects, and you get an Iron Man. But yeah, like this is a fun one. It's a simple one, but it's a fun one, and it feels really good. I think that's what makes me like it that much more, is because it does articulate well. It's smooth with the joints for as far as they do move. You gotta let me know, what is your favorite version of Iron Man suit? Let me know in the comment section. I'm actually really curious to know what is one of the best Iron Man figures out there. And if you want to talk more about action figures, pop culture, collectibles, blasters, anything action related, stay tuned to the Ri-Fi channel, and to do that you need to hit subscribe. I would love to have you along for the ride. And that's it. That's all I know about Iron Man Model 01. Thank you so much for watching. We'll see you next time.